All right, let's jump right in. The way your customers are finding products online, well, it's going through a huge fundamental transformation. We're talking way beyond just typing into a search box. And if you're running a Shopify store, you absolutely need to understand this shift.
For years, we've all been playing by a certain set of SEO rules, right? But what's happening now is that a lot of stores are hitting what you might call an SEO wall. The old tricks, the trusted methods, they just aren't packing the same punch anymore.
And here's the honest truth of it. Classic SEO, the game of keywords and backlinks that we all learned to play, it's just not enough to win on its own anymore. It's not dead, not at all, but it's now just one piece of a much bigger, more complicated puzzle.
So the big question is, why, right? What changed so dramatically that the entire rulebook is getting a rewrite? Well, here's the surprising part. It's not actually the search engines that have changed the most. It's us. It's the searcher.
So let's meet this new searcher. Because to really get a grip on the new rules of SEO, you first have to get inside the head of the person who's actually looking for your products today.
Okay, this slide right here, this is the whole ball game. On the left, you've got a search for a thing, buy orthopedic pillow. But on the right, you have a search for a solution. People aren't talking to search engines like a command line anymore. They're talking to them like a trusted expert.
And this just breaks down their mindset perfectly. They're thinking about their problem. My neck hurts, not your product category. They're asking a full question with their voice, or maybe even using their phone's camera to search for something they just saw, and they expect an answer that fits their exact situation right now.
So what do we do about it? How do we adapt? Let's start with voice search. The trick here is to stop thinking about your product pages as just sales pitches. You need to start treating them like the smartest, most helpful consultant your customer could ever hope to talk to. This is the new golden rule. Really let that sink in. When a voice assistant like Alexa or Siri is looking for the best answer to a question, it's not looking for a page stuffed with keywords. No way. It's looking for the page that actually answers the question like a real specialist would.
So, how do you become that consultant? It's actually pretty straightforward. You turn your product page into an answer machine, answer the FAQs people have, be super clear about who this product is for and maybe who it's not for. Show it being used in the real world. That's the kind of content that AI assistants are literally built to find.
You see, this whole evolution means your Shopify store isn't just a digital storefront anymore. It's becoming a knowledge base, a trusted resource that people come to for answers. And guess what? That's exactly what modern search engines are designed to find and promote.
And of course, it's not just about the words you write. The technical stuff is absolutely critical. Think about it. Where do most voice searches happen? On a phone, right? While you're on the go. If your site is slow or a pain to navigate on mobile, an AI will just skip right over you and find a faster, better answer somewhere else.
Now, if voice search feels like a big shift, visual search is, it's a whole other level. We are walking into an era where your product images aren't just there to look pretty. They are becoming your most important, most powerful keywords.
Just think about that for a second. A customer sees a chair they love at a coffee shop. They have no idea what it's called. They just snap a picture. That photo is the search query, and whether you show up in those results depends entirely on how well an AI can understand your images.
So, what does an AI actually see when it looks at your photos? It's not just seeing a chair. It's breaking it down like a detective. The specific shape, the exact text code of that blue, the texture of the fabric, the scale of it in the room, and, this is a big one, the context. Is it an office chair? A patio chair? Every single detail is a piece of data.
And this slide just nails the difference. On the left, you've got your standard product shot on a white background with a file name like img__8075. To an AI, that's almost invisible. But on the right, you've got a unique lifestyle photo showing the product in a real room with a descriptive file name. Now that is an image an AI can actually understand and match with what someone is looking for. So you have these two massive trends, voice and visual search. They seem pretty different, right? But what if I told you they're both powered by the exact same single principle? It's this. You are no longer just building your website for human eyes. You are building it for artificial intelligence.
The key idea here is something called semantic integrity. I know, it sounds a little nerdy, but the concept is actually pretty simple. All it means is that everything on your site, the text, the images, the page structure, all the background data, it all tells the same, consistent, logical story. It's about building a website that an AI can trust because all the pieces fit together perfectly.
So the job description for each part of your store has totally changed. A category page?
It's not just a folder for products anymore. It's the perfect entry point for a broad AI question. Your product page, it's not just a sales pitch, it's a detailed answer to a very specific problem. And all that technical, structured data, that's not just for developers anymore. It's a cheat sheet for an AI to quickly understand your price, availability, and reviews.
Okay, I know. This can all seem like a lot. But the good news is, you can start making real, meaningful changes right away. So let's talk about an actual, actionable plan you can start on today.
Here it is, your 4-step checklist. First, audit. You got to know where you're starting from, right? Analyze everything. Second, rewrite. Make your content sound less like an ad and more like a helpful expert. Add those FAQ sections. Third, photograph. Rethink your images. Invest in pictures that tell a story. And fourth, structure. Get the technical foundation right so your site is fast, mobile-friendly, and super easy for AI to read.
And look, this isn't really just about keeping up with the latest trend. The stores that are making these changes now are building a deep, lasting competitive advantage. They're setting themselves up to win the organic traffic of the future without just throwing more and more money at ads. Which really leaves us with one final simple thought. There's zero doubt that search technology is getting smarter and smarter every single day. The only real question left is, are you making sure your store is too?